Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. This morning we are tearing out this garage floor and redoing it. I brought out my oldest machine, my 226 B2. It's my favorite machine in the fleet. It has never ever let me down. We have the breaker on it, just getting some grease going. Make sure this has plenty of lubrication in there. This thing's quite expensive. Lots of grease. So the machine is ready to go. I'll get it warmed up and take you inside. Okay, here we go. Okay, what we have going on here, there's just not enough fall to these drains. In fact, I think this one is even higher or level. So we're going to tear all this concrete out. You can see how it's just failing. So the floor is about 20 years old. With a proper slope, it should have lasted a little bit longer than that, right? So new floor drains, 1, 2, 3. We have this connected to the wall. We have that connected to the wall. Not a big deal. We're going to move everything over, demo this area, move everything back, cover it up, and then pour 1, 2 bays. Let that set over the weekend. Then we'll move all the debris back onto there, and we'll pour this final bay. That way everything's not sitting outside in the weather. So that is the plan. I'm going to start demoing right here, and then we'll take that cabinet apart and move it over. So let's get breaking some concrete. Okay, underway hammering. Once you get a hole going, now you can start making bigger chunks. I like to pulverize a center, then it gives the concrete a place to give to. Notice the grease coming out. That's what you want to see. Lots of grease in that bit. Now you can see how I'm starting to get bigger chunks. See what kind of rebar are in there. Okay, I'll bring you up to speed. I started jackhammering right here, and I saw a little hole. So I thought, oh, it's probably just a little settlement from the plumbing ditch. Well, to my surprise, as well as the homeowner's surprise, we have 8.5 feet of void underneath here. And I got a flashlight and shined it. This whole thing is on steel decking. Nobody ever knew it. And that changes everything. So now everything has to come out. We're going to go about it totally different when it comes to demo. We have 2 beams running under this entire floor. So what a surprise. This is probably the biggest surprise I've ever gotten on a project. So we'll keep you posted as this all unfolds. I'm glad nobody got hurt. If I was sitting on the right spot jackhammering with the machine, the whole thing could have gave way. Everything is all rusted and corroded. And it just, yeah, the whole thing is a total surprise. So I'll help Tom get all this debris out of here. We'll put that in storage. Okay, we loaded that up into our dump trailer. Fortunately, Tom has a half-empty storage unit. We're going to take this over and store it for them for a week or so. Fortunately, Tom had that, like I said. All right, let's get this on the road and get it unloaded. So I was jackhammering in the floor. As you saw, it was coming out real good. And I poked a hole in it, and I didn't see dirt or gravel underneath there. So I made the hole a little bit bigger, got off the machine, started pulling it back, and there's a huge hole under there. So I got the homeowner out, talked to him about it. One thing led to another, and there is a room underneath that garage. So we started looking around in the basement, and we found a door sort of tucked behind the hot water tank. Where do you see what we found? You're never going to believe this. So we just took this panel off. This panel was right over here. Boxes all stacked up against it. And they just never realized what it was. So we took this off, and look what is in here. It's a whole room. I'm looking around for boxes of money underneath here. Did you find any money yet? So this is the rotted ductwork, or decking, where the cars were parked. Here's the hole that I broke in that started this whole thing up into the garage. The concrete's not very thick and not very much rebar up there. So they ran some ductwork in here back when they built the house, but they capped it all off so there's no airflow. They have one feed and one return. They have a dehumidifier set up here with plumbing for a drain. They also have a light with a plug on the wall and a GFI. So we're guessing, we're trying to make heads or tails of this. Whenever they built the house, maybe they intended this to be a room. Plans changed, so they never finished it. So now we're figuring out what to do. Fill it in or make it into a room. Stay tuned. How would you like to find this in your house? So on this rainy morning, Tom and Matt picked up these 2x4s. There you go, right downstairs for us. So we put plastic coming through the basement. I didn't want to show their basement on the internet. Coming through here to our work site. Home sweet home, guys. Pretty cool down here, huh? I scanned it. There's no dead bodies in here, but unfortunately there's no boxes of money either. So what I want to do first, before we start jackhammering, I want to build partition walls in between the beam and the wall. 1, 2, 3, bless you, the entire length of this room. So we'll get a couple more lights set up and get busy. Okay, underway. Walls are coming together pretty nice. Tom got me a new Christmas present. Thanks, Tom. Jim's cutting 2x4s to length. We're going for about, you're a little bit big here, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We're shooting for about 2 foot to 16 to 24 inch between them the whole way down. So we'll do some fillers in here. They were just cutting and getting everything up. Like I said earlier, we're on a dirt floor, so everything needs cut to its specific length. So we'll fill all this in, one center wall, and then we should be good to start jackhammering up top. I'm going to do something else for this plumbing. We have hangers holding it, but I want to support underneath these traps so that when we free them up there, we don't want anything to crack and have to redo that. I want to try and save all that. We're going to put new floor drains on it. They used the wrong ones up there. They just used cast iron. You can see how the water was leaking around the cast iron on every single one and rotting the steel. They used this door the least, so it decayed less than the other ones that they use every day. All right, Steve's back. Him and I are going to start on this center wall. Okay, our last 2x4. There we go. So that's our wall. We did cross bracing from wall to 2x4 under the drain. That way when I release it here, the trap won't fall and crack. All the way to the floor and then all the way to the wall, catching both walls. As we're vibrating everything up top, these should not move. Across the bottom, and we did middles, top and bottom as well. We just, underneath the floor drain, and this one we angled. We're running out of 2x4s. Same thing here. So that'll hold that trap. Putting in our last one. Did I tell you the wrong number?
Yeah, you told me 1/4 inch too big.
Oh, okay. Take a saw blade off it. And these guys are just doing little connector blocks for our top plate. Yeah. Okay.
Can you come out? Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna head up top and start jackhammering. Little shimmies under there. Okay, I feel pretty good about this. Now we can run machinery up there. I have the beams. What is my number there? What do we have from beam to wall, Matt? Is it 3 feet or under 3 feet? Come to me, this side of the wall. We're just over 3 feet. Looks like about 39 inches, 40 inches. So I'm comfortable with that.
This one needs nailed.
Okay, last one. Let's gather our stuff up, head up top. Okay, everything is ready downstairs. I'm gonna just starting. So now that we're demoing up top, you can see that this is going to be a slow process. You have to go very careful. You don't want to punch through that steel. You just want to separate the concrete. So very slow and very noisy. I'll go ahead and turn the camera on and show you for just a few minutes the kind of noise that we're dealing with. So when this room unfolded underneath there, the original quote went out the door. You can see how slow the demo's going. If this was just dirt underneath there, dirt and stone, demo would have gone in one day. I would have had all this torn out and prepped. The next day poured. The following Monday we would have poured the other section back to normal in about 3 or 4 days. So now we have to decide what to do, fill it in or try and keep the room. The homeowner elected to keep the room as it is. So we went to engineering, which took a few weeks, delays, setbacks. Now we're into winter months. So it's important to get all the information that you can. I should have asked some more questions. Maybe that would have sparked some memory. What's that plywood door down there for? Is there a crawl space? Is there a room? So homeowners, give all the information you can to your contractor. Contractors, ask as many questions as you can as well. So pricing obviously went up, and we're just trying to figure it out as we go. Not figure it out, but make the right choices through this whole process. Okay, now the decking's all rotted, so you can see how that's given away. So we're just going to take about an hour, and we'll get this debris cleared out and see where we can walk and where we need to stay away from. Might even get some orange cones in here. I don't want anybody backing into that. It's busting up pretty nice. Right at every drain. You can see how the decking just gives away with it though. So we'll get this cleaned up a little bit. We've been at it about 2.5 hours. Not even a quarter of the way done. Kind of what I expected. This is where I'm really thankful for the crew that I have. Whenever problems like this present themselves, nobody really panics. They just look at it. We have a little meeting. What do we do in this situation? How do we accomplish what we came here to do? It's pretty much the mindset of everybody on the crew. Sometimes my head is ready to explode. Viewers that you've been watching us know we have a very tight schedule. From one job to the next, we're always a day behind, just trying to keep that schedule up to date. And so these guys are the best that I've ever worked with. Couldn't be more pleased with them. I'll just give you a couple seconds of the noise of the jackhammer, all the commotion going on in there. Steve is going around the perimeter, cleaning off that outer wall, getting all that debris off down to the original foundation wall. Just moving around the edges. Tommy is working underneath this exterior wall where the concrete was poured underneath it, trying to get the concrete all the way off of the decking, clear underneath there, so our new decking will set on the wall. Underneath here you can see how it tucks underneath there a little bit. We're going to have to cut that decking up, and we want at least 2 inches of wall to set on. Over here it'll come off nice and clean, and then on this other part where Jim's at, there's about a 4-inch bump out right here that he's trying to get this debris out from underneath there. It's all loose, just holding in there, about 4 or 5 inches of bump out of wall sitting on the concrete, just working to get that free again so our new decking can go underneath there. This is a closet that we're gonna have to cut the decking and drop the concrete straight down. That's the only way we're getting that out. And on this final wall, this will come off nice and clean and across the front. Okay, that was a fun time. We got all the concrete ripped out. It's all prepared. Come on back and see us for round 2. I don't even know what round we're on. It's got to be more like we're heading into the 13th or 14th round. As soon as we head back, we're waiting on our steel delivery. So once we get that decking, we'll go in and remove all of the old decking. New decking gets installed, rebar, fasten all the decking, new floor drains, get the sills ready. Quite a few steps to go yet before we can even think about getting concrete there. So come on back and see us. Hope you enjoy the video. Talk to you soon.